Hi, and welcome to another Type with Me. Analog.js, the next.js for Angular. So in this video, I want to talk about the full stack Angular meta framework. It's Vite powered, so Analog uses Vite for serving and building as well as Vite test for testing. Analog supports both server-side rendering and static site generation of Angular applications. Angular or Analog use also file-based routing and support API server routes for Angular applications. So it's actually the same like or has a lot of features similar to next.js for React, but then for the Angular world. So to start your application or generate your application, you can use yarn create analog, and you will get an analog project like I have right here. So if you now gonna dive a little bit deeper into it, then you see here that we have an hello page.ts or an index page.ts. If you then surf towards the right path, then you come to the right page as well. You can also very easily have path variables into this. So with this, you can do something like product slash 123, and then you have here your product and then your product 123. And with that, you can very easily yeah, use these path variables, right? Of course, you need to configure provide file router with component input binding. That's not being there by default, so that's something you need to do right here. So also here, provide HTTP client with fetch, configures the current HTTP instance to make requests using the fetch API. This fetch backend requires the support of the fetch API, which is available on all evergreen browsers and on Node.js. You can also have server routes, right? v1 hello.ts, or we can add maybe something here, a new file. And we can maybe add this one. Unfortunately, I get an error right here, so it's a little bit unfortunate. Going to restart it then again. So the server endpoints are available under the API. So you have then API slash server routes v1. Well, I'm very curious. I think it would be slash API v1 and then hello or RSS. So if we then go to hello, we get a message hello world to send to our server-side API. And with that, that's very nice because then you have some kind of an entry point within your application itself where you can have then REST APIs towards your micro frontend architecture. So in my opinion, a great way to isolate your application and having a good gateway towards your REST APIs. So we can very easily change this towards another endpoint. We can put right here something like this. Now we have an API prefix of services, for example, and then we can go to slash services slash v1 slash hello. So I changed it a little bit towards services / v1 / hello. Now you have messages, hello world, where we can then very easily use that within our Angular application to fetch things, to get things out. And then your API itself can go towards a database or can go towards another microservice that's then been written into another language, programming language. A cool thing could be that you just have a page here where you want to load some data, and then you have your server side here to fetch, internal fetch for direct API calls. And we can do something with that as well. This will only be rendered at the server, and the other one will be rendered at the client, right? And then you can do something with to signal. One of the things that I noticed was that he caches sometimes things. So for example, if I put here this page, I'm just going to create home here, and I'm going to save it, and we're going to copy this one. Here we're going to have something like a new file, index.page.ts. I'm going to here render it out. Going to remove this. Going to save it. Of course, I want to do something like this, index dots. Maybe that's the case because then previously it was already index.page.ts and it was block components. So maybe if we now change it to this one, and of course add it next to this one here, we get here already an error. So I'm going to stop it. I'm going to run it again. And if you then go to the homepage, I still get some kind of a cached way of accessing this homepage. I don't know why and how to clear this. I hope they can fix this later on, but I saw the same thing when I changed certain things on a certain page, and then he said, yeah, I already have that with the same kind of an ID. So I don't know why, but some strange things still happen. Maybe it's because I oversee something, but keep in mind this is still a very new meta framework for Angular. Like I said, very promising. I hope they can succeed because I think it will indeed help the developer experience a lot. And I really liked the idea and the concepts that are in there. But let's see how it evolves over time. Thank you for watching and hope you enjoyed it.